Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Sports Picks with Big Zay. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all my rundown for August 12th, 2022. This is my picks for Friday. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. Game one, we got the Braves at the Marlins. We got Jake Odorizzi against Pablo Lopez. And man, this is not one of my favorite games of the day. This is just really a coin flip game, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Braves on the money line. I think that's the best bet for this game, especially for the value, just considering the way Pablo Lopez has been pitching lately, especially the Marlins, just how they've been looking lately as well. You see, this whole month they played 9 games. They've only won 3 of them, and all 3 they've won 3-0. They beat the Cubs 3-0, they beat the Phillies 3-0, and then they beat the Reds 3-0. And 2 of them wins was from Sandy Alcantara, one of the best pitchers in the league, not giving up 0 runs, and their offense still only put up 3 runs, but they got the wins in them games. Now, coming in here, you got Pablo Lopez, who, his last game against the Cubs and his last other game against the Mets, he did not pitch good at all. His last 2 games, he only pitched 7.2 innings. He got 21 hits and 10 earned runs in his last 7.2 innings. That's just something I cannot back up. He's pitching horrible right now. I'm going to take the Braves on the money line. Next game, we got the Padres at the Nationals. We got Mike Clevinger and Corey Abbott. And in this game, I'm going to take the Padres -1.5. You see the Padres with this new lineup. This whole past month they just haven't got it going. But seeing the last game against the Giants, seeing how they put up 13 runs, I personally watched that game, and I think they found their offense. This lineup is now one of the best lineups in Major League Baseball. Now that they added Jordan Bell and Juan Soto. And Jordan Bell and Juan Soto used to hitting at this Nationals Park, considering that it used to be their home field just a few weeks ago. So I'm going to take the Padres on a -1.5. I think the good offense continues, especially against a Nationals team that just seems to be crumbling, that seems to just can't get nothing done on the offensive side and the pitching staff side and the bullpen side. So I'm going to take the Padres -1.5. Next game, we got the Guardians at the Blue Jays. We got Kyle Quantrill at Jose Barrios. And in this game, I'm going to take the Guardians +1.5. You see Kyle Quantrill his past couple games, especially against the Astros, 0 earned run. I really like the way he's been pitching these last few games. And you see Jose Barrios, you see him kind of falling off lately. And, the last time he's pitched against this Guardians, he pitched 4 innings. He gave up 8 hits and 6 earned runs. That's just not going to – I feel like that's just not enough to – if they win, I feel like the Blue Jays only win by 1. The Blue Jays haven't been batting the best lately. They haven't been pitching the best lately. You see they struggled against the Orioles. So, in this one, I think the Guardians hit righties way better than the Orioles do. I'm gonna take the Guardians +1.5. I just don't like the way Jose Barrios been pitching lately. I think that's the best bet in this game. Next game, we got the Orioles at the Tampa Bay Rays. We got Austin Voth on the mound for the Orioles and Corey Kluber on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays. And in this one, I got to take the Tampa Bay Rays in the first 5 innings. In the first 5 innings, I think Corey Kluber is going to be a better pitcher than Austin Voth. We've seen Orioles doing really good lately. They're one of the hotter teams in baseball, but Austin Voth is a guy just cannot simply back up. He's not pitching his best lately. He got over 5 ERA for a reason. And until he gets that down, I really don't think he's going to get it down, but I don't think it's going to start going against a Tampa Bay Rays team that's just clubbering righties. They hitting righties good, and with Corey Kluber on the mound, I think he's a way better option than Austin Voth. And if Orioles win this game, I think it's going to have to be in later innings, so I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Rays in the first 5 innings. Next game, we got the Tigers at the White Sox. We got Daniel Norris against Michael Kopech. And boy, the White Sox, I know they've been letting everybody down. They're pitching horribly right now. They're hitting horribly right now. Coming up off against this a Royals team that just really ain't good. But they gave it to this White Sox team. And now the White Sox, they're at home going against a Tigers team that might be a little bit worse than the Royals, might be a little bit better than the Royals, considering on what you look like, but the Tigers got a pretty nice lineup, but, the only thing I don't like is their pitcher. Daniel Norris got a high 6 ERA, and he's a reliever. You know, if the Tigers go with a bullpen game here, I just do not want to back them up. And if Daniel Norris goes in this game and pitches 3-4 innings, I do not want to back him up. You know, Michael Kopech has not pitched best lately, but I think he pitches a good game against the Tigers offense that against righties, they're not the best. They do hit lefties better than they do righties. So I'm going to give the advantage to the White Sox. I'm going to take the White Sox on the money line, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on a -1.5. I think this is a game White Sox can bounce back and try to get some offense started. I think Michael Kopech can limit this Tigers offense. I'm going to take the White Sox and on the money line and -1.5. Next game, we got the Yankees at the Red Sox. We got Domingo German at Nathan Eovaldi. And with this game, we got two pitchers coming in, and I feel like both of these pitchers are going to give up some runs here. I feel like the Yankees can get to Eovaldi early, and I feel like the Red Sox can get to German early. I'm going to take the over 9 in this game. I think that's the best bet in this game. We got the best odds on the over 9. I think both offenses, just real potent offenses going into this game. You know, Red Sox at home, a hitter-friendly ballpark. And you've seen teams like the Braves and the Red Sox, you know, both them games was over. You know, I don't see why this game won't. You know, the total is set high, but the total ain't set too high. The total is set at 9.5. I'm going to take the over 9 and be safe. I don't want the half a run to kill me in this bet. But I'm going to take the Yankees and Red Sox over 9. I think that's the best bet for this game. Next game, we got the Phillies at the Mets. We got Ranger Suarez at Max Scherzer. And in this game, I got to take the Mets money line on the first 5 innings. The Mets have been hitting lefties really, really good as of late. Last 30 days, OPS top 10 against lefties. And, you know, the Phillies coming off a 0-3 loss to Sandy Alcantara. You know, you see Alcantara get to the Phillies. And you see Max Scherzer is the same type of pitcher as Sandy Alcantara. So I think Max Scherzer can have a really good game against this Phillies. You see he last time against the Braves, he gave up 0 earned runs. And the Mets was home as well. The Mets have just been hitting that ball. They've been playing tremendous baseball this whole month. I'm going to ride with the Mets first 5 innings. I think if Phillies keep it close to win this game, it's going to have to be in later innings once Max Scherzer come out. I do not see the Phillies doing anything while he's in the game. I'm going to take the Mets on the first 5 innings, and that's my pick in that game. Next game, we got the Mariners at the Rangers. And, you know, with this game, we don't have too much info. The Rangers don't have no pitcher available yet. The Mariners do have George Kirby on the mound. And that's enough for me to take the Mariners on the money line. I usually don't back George Kirby, but you see his last time against this Rangers team, he pitched 5 innings. He only gave up 2 hits and 0 earned runs. You know, when the Rangers been doing good lately, especially against that Astros series, I think going against that Astros series, a lot of people might take the Rangers in this spot. You know, but I'm going to take the Mariners on the money line, and that's going to be my pick in that game. Next game, we got the Dodgers at the Royals. We got Tony Gonsolin at Daniel Lynch. And, boy, this Dodgers team, you know, they're on a crazy win streak, you know. And Tony Gonsolin, the last time he was on the mound, they won 8-1 against the Padres. He had 5 innings played. He only gave up 3 hits and 0 earned runs to a Padres team that do hit righties way better than the lefties. And their lineup is way better than the Royals lineup. I'm gonna have to take the Dodgers on the I'm gonna have to take the Dodgers on the -1.5, but I just feel like we're still not getting enough good odds on that. You know, Daniel Lynch is a guy that he got a high ERA. You know, when the Dodgers, a lot of these Dodgers wins have gone over. I think the best bet in this game, I looked on FanDuel and I looked on a couple of stuff like Bovada and MyBookie. You know, you can parlay. You can actually parlay this bet, take the Dodgers money line, and then alternate run the 9.5 to 8.5 because they got the over and under at 9.5. So Dodgers and over 8.5 is plus 163. I think that's a really good bet. That's actually one of my favorite bets of the day. The Dodgers and over 8.5 at plus 163 odds. I'm gonna take that, and that's gonna be my free pick in that game. The next game, we got the Athletics at the Astros. We got Adam Oller against Luis Garcia. And, you know, last time the Athletics went against this Astros team, they swept them boys. But, you know, this time with Adam Oller on the mound and Astros being at home, I do not want to back up Adam Oller. You see, he gave up a lot of earned runs to a Giants team that's just not hitting righties like the Astros is hitting righties. The last 30 days, OPS Giants is 22nd against lefties, while Astros is 12th against lefties. So Astros is hitting lefties at a way better rate than the Giants is, you know. So in this one, I'm gonna have to take the Astros on a -1.5 and a -2.5. I'm gonna sprinkle on a -1.5 and I'm gonna sprinkle on a -2.5 on the plus money, and that's gonna be my picks in that game. Next game, we got the Brewers at the Cardinals. And the Brewers got Eric Lauer on the mound, and the Cardinals got Jordan Montgomery. We got a pair of lefties going at it. And one thing about it is the Brewers just don't hit left-hand pitches like the Cardinals. The Cardinals is top 5 against left-hand pitchers. OPS the last 30 days, they're .899, while the Brewers is .601. You know, that's not going to cut it against Jordan Montgomery, who was a mediocre for the pitcher for the Yankees. But since he's been on this Cardinals team these past game, you know, he's been pitching lights out. You know, I think he likes this Cardinals team. You know, I think he's pitching really good, and I think he's going to pitch good here against this Brewers team that just don't simply hit lefties. So I'm going to take the Cardinals on the run line. I'm going to take the Cardinals -1.5 on the plus money, and that's going to be my pick in that game. Next game, we got the Diamondbacks at the Rockies. We got Zach Davies going against Antonio Santadella. And in this game, we got the over and under is so high. It's at 12.5. I'm going to take the under 12.5. You know, last time Antonio Santadella went against this Diamondbacks lineup, the Rockies won 3-2. You know, that was against Merrill Kelly. But I think Zach Davies is good enough to get it to limit this Rockies offense. You know, 12.5 runs is really high. I'm gonna take the under 12.5, and that's gonna be my pick in that game. Next game, we got the Twins at the Angels. We got Tyler Mahle on the mound against Patrick Sandoval. And in this one, man, this is not one of my favorite games on the board neither. This is really another coin flip. I'm going to have to take the Twins on the money line just because in the OPS, the last 30 days OPS, the Twins do hit lefties better than they do righties. And the Angels still, you know, you've been seeing the offense come alive as of late, but they're still one of the worst teams in baseball. They're just a team I cannot back. I'm going to take the Twins on the money line in this game, even though it's not one of my favorite games on the mound. Now, the last game, we got the Pirates at the Giants. We got Bryce Wilson at Carlos Rondon. And boy, that man Carlos Rondon is 5-1 at home. He got a 1.76 ERA at home. And I'm going to take Giants on the -1.5. Even though Bryce Wilson pitched good against the Orioles, I think a couple people might back the Pirates in this spot. I'm going to take the Giants. The offense have been coming live. You see, they took a couple games in that Padres series. We got them on a plus money on that Padres series a couple times. You know, so I'm going to take the Giants on a -1.5. I think they're pitching better. They're hitting better, way better than the Pirates. And the Pirates is a team that, you know, they'll come in the series and lose the first 1, 2, 3 games before they sneak that last one in. So I'm going to take the Giants on a -1.5, and that's going to be my pick in that game. Now, this has been Sports Picks with Big Zay YouTube. Man, I appreciate everybody, man. My last video got 167 views. That's the most views I ever got, the most comments I've ever got. Y'all don't understand what that means to me, man, from the bottom of my heart, man. I really do this gambling stuff, too, man. This is my passion. I don't just give y'all free picks, you know. I want to give y'all the best picks for the best prices, you know, the best money line, the best plus monies I can offer. You know, I also bet everything I say myself. You know, whether it's $10, whether it's $100, you know, we all can come up together as a community. Know your bankroll. You know, it's all about profit. Don't always do no 10, 12 leg parlays. Do you a 2-teamer? Do you a 3-teamer? Do you a couple straights? You know, be smart when it comes to money. You know, we gambling, but we gambling the profit, baby. As a community, man, I love y'all, man. Without y'all, this wouldn't be possible. I just want to thank y'all, whoever watched this video from the beginning to end. You know, and really do some studying on your own. You know, I know together we can eat. You know, and drop y'all's picks in the comments, baby. Give this video a like. Give this video a subscribe, baby. You heard me? Go ahead and share me out there. Let's all eat. This has been Big Zay. I'm out, YouTube.